The second one, Chair, is weaknesses in managing assets. This is to do with the lost safe key. Our response, Chair, as management, cause for the query, management acknowledges the auditor's observations and wishes to state that the key was lost in August 2021 after the general elections. Chair, the current management interviewed the officer, who happens to be an assistant accountant retired, who was entrusted at that time to keep the key, and the aforementioned officer explained that he lost the key on 27th August 2021 after he had knocked off. Further, Chair, as a matter of procedure, the current management, the matter was expected to be reported to the police by that time, but on the contrary, the officer in question failed to avail a police report and an indication that the matter was not reported to the police. Action taken, Chair. Management has since reported the matter to the police and written to the Secretary to the Treasury, seeking authority and guidance with a view of repairing the locking system. Further, Chair, the cabinet in which the accountable documents are being kept has been moved to a more secure office, as keeping it in the corridor, Chair, was a temporary measure, as the office where it used to be kept was being renovated. Chair, we have the reference to Appendix B. The major measures, management, Chair, will ensure that we ensure the safe is repaired through engagement with Secretary to the Treasury, and all accountable documents are secured. Chair, I will come to cross-cutting audit findings. We have Appendix 1, audit opinions. Cause for the query. The statement, Chair, for 2021 had qualified opinion because of some errors in the balances forward. Action taken, Chair. Management, Chair, is working on correcting errors in the subsequent financial statements. The major measures, management will ensure that subsequent financial statements are accurately prepared. The next one, Chair, is the Appendix 2, that is to do with the budget, income and expenditure. Management response. Cause for the query, budget, income and expenditure variance of 3,857,461. Management, Chair, acknowledges the variance in the income and expenditure, which was caused by the under-collection on product premiums due to the poor response to the advert by the targeted applicants. Action taken. Management advertised the unallocated plots. The advert, Chair, is available for verification, which is reference to Appendix C. The major measures, management will ensure that various advertising means are used to increase the coverage for targeted applicants, particularly the medium of general circulation. We go to the next one, which is Appendix 3, failure to collect revenue. Management response, cause for the query. Chair, failure to collect revenue amounting to 264,000 kwacha. Management agrees with the auditor's observations and wishes to state that the failure, Chair, to collect revenues was caused by delay in collecting revenue from following sources. We have petroleum levy amounting to 27,000 kwacha, mining exploration charges to a tune of 213,000 kwacha, and 55,200 for rental charges. Action taken. Management collected the revenues in 2023 after using the task force or other task team, which was formed to follow up on unpaid revenues for the to the council for 2022. In addition, Chair, management has instituted controls by making tenants for council properties renew tenants agreements based on their compliance. Further, Chair, management has received the commercial manager deployed by the Local Government Service Commission, who among her duties and responsibilities is to make follow-ups on defaulting tenants. As regards mining and exploration, as well as petroleum levy payments, management has constituted the revenue task team comprising of officers from all departments who have been making routine inspections to check on compliance. Chair, references to Appendix D. Remedial measures. Management has maintained the operations of the task team to make sure there are no defaulters. In case of default, management will seek legal means to collect revenue which is due to the local authority. We go to the next one, Appendix 4, failure to update valuation law. Our response, Chair, as management calls for the query. Management acknowledges the auditor's observations and wishes to indicate that failure to update the valuation law was caused by the narrow revenue base to meet the cost of the formulation of this important document. Action taken, Chair. Management has commenced the formulation of the valuation law, and currently the following stages have been undertaken. The first one, Chair, I think the word is sought has to be done away with. It should read Council Resolution sought. The second one is would be late payers sensitized. The third one is spatial data collected and processed. The fourth one, the appointed value assigned. The fifth one, a quotation, Chair, issued by Government Valuation Department, Kitwe Office, jointly with the quotation issued worth 675,000 kwacha, is broken down as follows. As Mununga Town Council Chair, we are supposed to pay 500,000 kwacha, because this will be done jointly with the Kelen, who are not yet a letting authority, and the Kelen has to contribute an amount of 175,000 kwacha. Chair, in the bid to raise the amount in question for the formulation of this valuation law, management took a step by writing to Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development requesting for financial assistance. Chair, the references to Appendix E. The major measures, management shall make sure the valuation law is updated on a timely basis. We go to the next one, Chair, which is missing payment vouchers. Our response, Chair, as management calls for the query. Missing payment vouchers, Chair, worth 143,000 kwacha 274. Management acknowledges and regrets the missing payment vouchers at the time of the audit. The vouchers, Chair, were not available to the auditors at the time of the audit because they were actually misfiled. Action taken. The vouchers, Chair, have been traced and are available for verification. Chair, with reference to Appendix F. Remedial measures. Management has secured all payment vouchers through the procurement of more filing cabinets and the creation of storage space for accountable documents. We move to the next one, Chair. Overemployment of staff. Management response. cause for the query: overemployment of staff with 13,442 cost implication. Honorable Chair, management acknowledges and regrets the overemployment of staff. However, Chair, staff matters for Division 1 to 3 are under the Law Government Service Commission. Action taken, Chair. Management had written to the Law Government Service Commission indicating the employment of 2 staff in 1 position. In response, the Law Government Service Commission transferred 1 officer to another council. Reference, Chair, to Appendix G. Remedial measures: management will continue to engage the Law Government Service Commission to quickly address staff matters. We move to the next one, Chair. Employment without requisite qualification. Our response, Chair, as management calls for the query. Management acknowledges and regrets the employment of staff without requisite qualification. The officer in question was transferred to the local authority by the Local Government Service Commission in 2016, and at the time of his appointment, his qualification, an accounting technician diploma, was the requisite for his position. Action taken, Chair. Management had written to the Law Government Service Commission. Reference, Chair, to Appendix H. Remedial measures: management will continue to engage the Law Government Service Commission in case of any anomalies in the staff establishment. We go to the next one, which is failure to secure properties with title deeds. Management response calls for the query: failure to secure properties with title deeds amounting to 1,372,675. Management acknowledges and regrets the failure to secure property with title deeds. Action taken: management reported the properties to the Plans and the Works Committee. Further, management has got a quotation for the survey of 25 plots in question. Remedial measures: management shall endeavor to pay for the securing of properties by entering payment plans, as the payments cannot be made at once due to our current financial challenges. We go to the next one. Failure to fence the dump site. Management response calls for the query: a failure to fence the dump site. Management acknowledges and regrets the failure to secure the dump site. However, Chair, the local authority has been using a private dump site, which is on traditional land, as it currently does not have a gazetted dump site. Further, Chair, the failure to fence was attributed to lack of consent by the customary authority, who are the owners of the current site being used as a dump site. Action taken: management wrote a letter to one of the traditional leaders to ask for land on which to locate the dump site, as the area encompassing the township is small. Reference, Chair, is to Appendix J. Remedial measures: the local authority will adhere to public health regulations such as fencing the dump site once a suitable land is found for dump site designation. We move to the next one on page 12, failure to sort waste. Management response calls for the query: Management acknowledges the auditor's observations and wishes to indicate that the local authority lacks resources, technological means, and required staff to sort out waste. Action taken, Chair. Management has commenced talks with the only franchise company that came forth and has expressed interest, so that the same company can help sorting of waste as a way of mitigating the cost implication of this environmentally friendly exercise. The reference, Chair, is to Appendix K. Remedial measures. The local authority will engage the residents and potential partners to create awareness on the move to engage a franchise company, while raising enough resources to undertake the sorting of waste. The next one, Chair, is failure to provide waste receptacles. Cause for the query: failure to provide waste receptacles. Management acknowledges the auditor's findings and regrets non-availability of waste receptacles at the time of the audit, as they had been vandalized. Action taken. Management has procured 13 waste bins and distributed them at designated places where timely waste collection is imminent. Chair, the reference is to Appendix L. Remedial measures. The local authority will improve in responding to the need to replace damaged or vandalized waste receptacles. We go to the next one: a failure to settle outstanding statutory obligations. Cause for the query: a failure to settle outstanding obligations amounting to 9,870,106. Management acknowledges the auditor's findings and regrets the failure to settle outstanding statutory obligations. This situation, Chair, was caused by the failure to meet the monthly wage bill at gross due to the low revenue base and inadequate local government equalization fund. The low revenue base, Chair, is partly caused by the local authority not having a valuation law. Action taken, Chair. Management has commenced the formulation of the valuation law by doing the administrative requirements and asking for help from the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. In addition, Chair, management has been paying other statutory obligations like a National Health and Insurance Medical Authority. Reference, Chair, is to Appendix M. The major measures, Chair, once the formulation is finalized, management will be constant in its subsequent updates. Chair, I submit, Chair. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mene.
Thank you so much, Chair. Chair, CS, let me lead the CS to page. This is the last page. Just before you forget about your outstanding statutory obligations. You are stating here, CS, that the reason to why you have these outstanding statutory obligations is because you have a lower income base. As a council, what measures have you put in place to increase your income base? Because, Chair, the council needs to come up with a measure on how to address this challenge that is on the council's table. So what is your measure that you have put in place as a council, a creative measure, rather than depending on CDF and equalization fund? you are supposed to have other revenues to collect resources so that you are able to cater for such costs or expenses. Then secondly, what time frame have you put in place so that you clear this backlog of payments? I submit, sir.
Thank you. Council Secretary, on the same. Honorable Kamundo.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Mungunga Council, I would like to find out, you have made strides in paying some of this debt. I want to find out what is the current outstanding debt, and also, what is the current outstanding debt? I think I end there.
Council Secretary.
Chair, thank you so much for those questions. Chair, in terms of measures that we've put in place as management to improve in terms of our revenue base, the first one, Chair, as mentioned, is to do with the formulation of evaluation law. Chair, we realize as a council that there are a number of developments or other properties that have come up, and we've done our own assessment. So if we successfully formulate the evaluation law, I think our position will drastically improve. The measures, Chair, we've written to the local government, we've written to the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development seeking for financial help. And then the other one, Chair, that we feel I think would give us income at once is that of attaining the planning authority status, charges that usually come from development. So as such, Chair, we've taken a step of writing to the Local Government Service Commission so that we can attain the planning status. Chair, you agree with me that councils that are first schedule planning authorities that are able to do their own planning and regulate the development, Chair, have a broader income base in terms of what is paid to them by the developers, such as scrutiny fee, inspection fee. But in our case, Chair, we depend on the province. So that is one of the areas that we are targeting. Once we attain the planning authority status, our revenue base will improve. The reason is, Chair, we've seen a number of structures coming up, but our law as the local authority is just to wait until the provincial planning authority comes in, they charge the developers, and then us, we just end up just doing regular inspection. So under measures, Chair, I think those are the two questions.
Just on the measures, Council Secretary, all the two measures that you have presented, these are measures that are still in the process.
Yes, sir.
Evaluation law, we are in the process, it's not yet out. The planning status is still in the process. But what members are interested in, the member that was asking those questions, is what you are doing now. The little money that you are collecting, or the base that you have now. How much are you collecting, and what is it that you are doing? Are you collecting anything from the pineapples or anything from there? This mining. How much are you getting from those? That's what we are interested in.
Chair, thank you so much. Not before I allow the Director of Finance to chip in and assist. Chair, as of last year, we managed to raise something close to 300,000 kwacha, just from savings from our local revenue. And out of that, Chair, at a point when we wanted to make a payment, a part payment to the Government Valuation Department, the appointed valuer, Chair, responded that the letting tribunal had their mandate expired. So, yes, Chair. With your permission, Chair, now allow me to ask the Director of Finance to chip in and concretize on the response. Thank you.
Director of Finance. Thank you, Chair.
So as my CS has indicated, there are those other measures that we have put in place. But like the chair indicated, the members want to know what we are doing with our current revenue base. So there are two measures that have been put in place. One of them, I think, in the other queries, the CS read the activities of the task team, which has been so handy in making sure that we correct the budgeted revenue. Chair, as we speak, when we look at the performance of the 2023 budget, I think we are above 75% because of the efforts of the same task team. Then aside from that, we also have a legal officer who has been very helpful. I'm sure everyone knows that Mwinlunga is known for having mines, though currently we would say the mines that are in the district, we may deem them, for lack of a better term, as briefcase mining companies, whereby you just hear them by name, but when you go on the ground you find maybe there are no activities or there are little activities. But we have not relented in pursuing them because some of them have some mining activities. So what we have been doing is that we send our task team, which is composed of the evaluation officer, my chief accountant, some staff from other departments, which also include our health inspectors and the fire team. So they go there to assess the activities on the ground so that the council corrects the respective revenues. So like the CS indicated, we are even made strides whereby we are almost paying the amount which we are quoted by the government evaluation department for the evaluation law. Unfortunately, that was the period when the team was dissolved and we were advised not to proceed with the payment so as not to complicate issues. So on that one, Chair, I would say within what is correctable, we have made efforts, and within the budgeted amounts, I think we have been able to hit above 50%. And the other thing is that we are also making efforts locally as a council where our commercial ventures are being boosted. Like we have a guest house which was not very active during 2022. Of course, during that year it was under renovation. Then in terms of equipping it with the necessary activities like making the restaurant operational, the bar and the rooms themselves, we implemented that in 2023, which I think it has been doing relatively well. I submit, Chair.
Okay, thank you very much. I thought Mwinlunga also is known of pineapples, which you never mentioned. There is also another question that I'm sure the honorable member posed.
Chair, the other question is to do with the current outstanding debts. With your permission, Chair, allow me to ask the Director of Finance to provide a response to that. Thank you so much.
Director of Finance.
Thank you very much, Chair. So the question, if I got it correctly, the Honorable wanted to find out the current outstanding debt, and the other question which I also got was about what we have been doing in terms of liquidating that one, apart from what we have indicated. Thank you, Chair, and I proceed like this. What we have been doing, as you are aware, when doing the budgets, there is a requirement for every local authority to indicate the debt liquidation plan, which is important for every local authority in terms of addressing the debt accumulation. So as it is, according to our current budget and the correctable revenues, what was factored in the current budget for 2024 was 1,410,000
to go towards the debt liquidation. So that is just to provide a figure which is not far-fetched and attainable. So we provided this figure. We know that this is not sufficient according to the way the debt is accumulating. Then coming to the other question, as in how much we are owing. As at December 2023, our debt position was standing at 13,980,000. So you will see that there is an increment, largely can be attributed to the accumulation of penalties on outstanding statutory obligations like NAPS and ZRA. Besides that, you agree with me that every year there are adjustments on the wage bill. So as they are adjusted, when you have those accrued arrears, and if you skip some months, obviously we expect the bills to go higher. So currently, I should summarize to say we have provided 1.4 million for debt liquidation in the current budget, and our debt position is standing at 13.9 million.
Honorable Mwene.
Thank you. Director Finance. One of the questions has not yet been addressed. According to your projection now, as the financial controller of the institution, what is your projected time frame to clear off this debt?
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable. So according to our projection, if we start paying the current bills and also allocate on average 1.4, we are talking about maybe in the next coming 12 years or so. That is according to our current position. But if things go our way, the evaluation law is implemented, then we also are able to correct what is due to the council. This time frame can be reduced to 5 years. I submit, Chair.
So you're saying, sorry upon that conversation, 12 years is paying what?
The outstanding debt
Statutory
status.
obligations.
Yes.
Honorable Commander.
I wish to go to
Because
another
you have
question.
retired. 12 years, yes sir.
I wish to go to another question.
Go to another.
Unless maybe Honorable Sumumba's question on the same. Okay.
I have a question on another.
Okay.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Chairperson. CS, I take you to page 3. However, this goes up to page 4. Weakness in managing assets, that is a lost safe key. I took interest in this key which got lost in, the key was lost in August 2021. And then this case was reported to police in January 2024. Now, I wanted to find out, there may be two questions. When did management know that the key for the safe was missing? And why didn't they report to police at the time of noticing that the key was missing, and only opted to report to police after Munyulunga Council was queried by the auditors? Why did it happen in that way?
Thank you. Council Secretary.
Maybe on the same chair.
The same.
Yes. Chair, apart from being audited, because I'm sure this is something that is very serious, outside being audited, didn't the management see that this was an important issue that was supposed to be tackled even before the external auditors came. Chair, I submit.
Thank you. In addition, Council Secretary, a safe is called a safe, meaning you are keeping very sensitive things in that. Up to today, the safe is still a safe. You can't access it. How are your operations? Without very vital information and documents and whatever is being kept there. Maybe there is nothing inside. Your reaction, your comments on all these questions. Or on the same, Dr. Mwanza, so please take note of those pieces.
On how long did you keep the cabinet in the corridor
Thank
during
you.
the period that you lost the safe key?
Council Secretary?
Chair, thank you so much. Maybe let me start by mentioning that though in our submission we use the word current management, but I know it's actually perpetual succession.
Yes.
When
When did you go to Minilunga?
Chair, I went to Mwenlunga in November 2022.
November 2022.
Yes, Chair.
It was a year after the key was lost,
It was a year after the key was lost, Chair.
and you also sat up to 2024. Please continue.
So, Chair, when I went to Mwenlunga, Chair, of course, the normal procedure is that the person going out has to do handover notes. Unfortunately, Chair, that was not contained in the handover notes report, but we did not just sit because I got concerned also as a new council secretary. So during management meeting, I brought up the matter. The current director finance wasn't there actually as well. He joined 2 months after I had reported. So the one who was there, I raised up the matter and asked for a report because ideally as a council, you cannot function without a safe. So after inquiries, Chair, I discovered, in fact we discovered 2 months before the auditors came, because it was just put in the corridor and it was open. So coincidentally,
Sorry, which one was open? The safe?
the safe.
Oh, it was open?
The safe was open and kept on the corridor, and it had nothing in it, Chair.
Oh.
So coincidentally, Chair, we received the auditors and they raised that query. So just as explained, through an interaction, Chair, with the officer who was at that time entrusted, he kept on assuring us that the matter was reported to the police, and we actually struggled. It was a struggle in terms of having this officer around, or rather inviting to the office to explain. Not until, Chair, the query was raised by the auditor, and we were trying to take the necessary step as expected. So we reported to the police, and the date that he was indicating to us that he had reported 5 days, 5 days after he lost the key, we went to the police, and we thank the officers that we found there because they were very cooperative and helpful. They checked in their records, there was actually nothing. Not until we decided to report ourselves. So that is that, Chair, on the situation there. Then answering the question of
Maybe for our benefit,
Yes, Chair.
before you go away from there, after you reported, what was the action, any action that was taken by the police or yourselves? What followed after that?
Chair, after we reported, we were issued with a police report. Of course, the officer who recorded the matter at the police station came through to the council to have a look at the same safe. Chair, as we speak, just as I've mentioned, it's a safe that requires to repair the locking system. Hence our step to write to Secretary to the Treasury so that we can repair the locking system. We need it as the local authority, because even the filing, the improvised one that we are using, which is more like a filing cabinet, in terms of security of documents kept in this, can't be compared to the safe. So our position, Chair, is that once further guidance is given by Secretary to the Treasury, would want to have it repaired, particularly the locking system, so that we continue using it. I submit, Chair.
So the officer that was not telling the truth, you just had to let him go away like that? Or you did something? Yeah.
Chair, the officer is no longer in the system. He retired. Even just to get hold of him, Chair, it was a struggle. He would tell you he's within the district. You offer to send the transport to go and pick him so that he's brought to the council. When the vehicle reaches his residence, you are told, no, he's not in the district. He traveled 3 days ago. So is that inconsistency in terms of this officer, being helpful to address this matter? I submit, Chair.
Yes, Honorable Simon.
Maybe to another question.
How long have you kept that cabin on the corridor? From 2021?
Chair, I ask for permission so that I ask my Director of Finance to come in and respond to that.
Okay. Thank you, Chair. So the cabinet that in question, which was kept in the corridor, we are using it exclusively for keeping the retained receipt books, and it has some improvised locking system.
But
so as it was,
the question was just how long?
Yes, I'm just getting to there. So as it has been asked, how long it was kept in the corridor. So if we check the response, the CS read, the time the auditors were doing the audit, the cabinet was outside. So it was outside for 3 months. During the period, the other office was being worked on because we wanted to move it to a very secure office.
No, sir. You see, the question was just simple, which you answered.
It was 3 months.
Just 3 months.
3 months,
move
yes.
on. Yes. Yes, sir. Another question.
Chair, I'll take you to page 8.
Page 8.
Chair, there is some missing payment vouchers there. Number of payment vouchers that were missing, that 22, which is equivalent to 143,274. As usual, Chair, as a trend in the council, these vouchers were misfound at a time of audit. Since now they are appearing, the vouchers, Chair, they have resurfaced. They are here for verification. Now my interest is on Appendix F. I take you to Appendix F. We check on these payment vouchers, Chair, if they are of the standard and how the voucher should be acquitted. Chair, I'm worried because all these vouchers, most of them, they are not acquitted. It's like when you look at Gideon Kanyenga, 4,000, this matter or this voucher, Chair, to us as a committee, he never received the money because he never signed. When you look at received by NRC, we don't know where the money went to because he never received. Even the second one, Sianga Mubita, 5,500, Chair, he never received the money. And also, most of them, all of them, in fact, So, Chair, we need an explanation why the missing vouchers that were found, and again, the people who were supposed to receive that particular money, they never signed. This is the standard in Mwenilunga, that people can receive money and yet they haven't signed for it. Chair, I submit.
Thank you. What is the internal auditor? You are there. Please put your mic on. There is a quorum you're supposed to sign. Did you do that? Did you see, have you gone through and have you seen these payment vouchers?
Yes, I have, Chair.
Are you seeing the quorum you are supposed to sign yourself?
Yes, Chair.
You have seen it?
Yes, Chair, I have.
And your name is there? Just check through all the vouchers, all the payment vouchers. Where the stamp is,
Yes.
it's written audited by.
Yes.
All of them. Just check through. Is your name there, sir?
Yeah, there is my signature.
No, I'm saying is your name there? Anybody can do that. Is your name there? Because that column, it doesn't only provide for a signature, isn't it? I wanted your name there so that we know. Maybe somebody can just get this and he was stamping for you and he put the signature. Why did you provide a space for a name, for your position, the date and everything? Of course, the date is there on the stamp.
Yes.
I just wanted to know, maybe you can educate us. Maybe that is okay. Is that okay?
No, Chair, I think it was just an oversight.
But these are things that, sir, what's your name again?
Edwin Mwanza.
These are things, Mr. Mwanza, that you are supposed to be doing every day. You report for work. You are there always to sign your name, to put, because always yourself is to certify the documents that yes, this is right now. And the first thing that comes is you putting up your name. You know, one difficult or one thing we are finding out with the local authorities, the law could be here, but always they would look to the left. It's not that it's not provided for. It's provided for. The law is very adequate in local authorities, but they always look elsewhere. Council Secretary, what's your response on somebody is supposed to receive, because you have provided a quorum for somebody to receive? Internal Director, can you switch off your mic?
Chair, I agree with the Honorable Member of Parliament for Nakonde's concern. It's a valid one, Chair. But through interaction, Chair, with the former Director of Finance, our only evidence that we can provide as in, though there was this anomaly, is that of statements.
The statement, yes, they're okay. If you go to the statement, you will find the statements are okay.
Yes.
But on the document that you are presenting to us, it's not fully acquitted. So that's our query.
Chair, we admit the anomaly, Chair, as Mwanunga Town Council, and I wish to apologize, Chair, to your committee.
Yeah, because you know what it creates in the minds of this committee is that maybe there could be other things that we don't see. If you discover there's something like this that everybody is able to see, so in our minds it creates, you know, an impression that there could be a lot of things that are not done rightly. Another question, honorable members, as you wind up.
Chair, on the same, maybe I wanted to find out from this Gideon Kanyenga. Chair, he received 11,050, although he never signed. Being a payment for subsistence allowance for DPO for workshop in Solwezi.
11,000.
11,050. Number from the last, the 8th one from the last.
Okay.
He was paid 11,050 kwacha for subsistence allowance for a workshop in Solwezi.
Yes.
I would want to find out how long did this workshop take, and how much was it per day, so that Chair, since he never even received, we know who could have received this money on his behalf.
Council Secretary, on the same? Yes. Yes. Honorable Mwanza, is it on the same? Okay.
Yes, Honorable Chairperson, I see, yes, actually, you have stated that on page 8, the same query, that management acknowledges and regrets the missing payment vouchers at the time of audit. The vouchers were not availed to the auditors at the time of audit because they were misfiled. I want to find out who is this one who was responsible for filing, and why didn't he file them properly? These are very important documents. And secondly, what measures, what action have you taken to make sure that this officer is reprimanded for having actually erred in this manner? Thank you.
Council Secretary.
Thank you so much, Chair. The officer chair in question is no longer with the local authority, but going forward as the management chair, we've actually drawn lessons from this query. So our step now is to ensure that we file properly these vouchers and have them duly acquitted. Then to this first question, Chair, I'll ask for permission, Chair, to ask the Director of Finance to help in providing a response to that.
Director of Finance.
Thank you very much, Chair. As regards the 11,050 kwacha received by Gideon Kanyenge, I have the original voucher with me, which on which the payment was done, and if I got the questions correctly from Honorable Member of Parliament for Nakonde, he asked how many days for subsistence and if the money was actually paid to the recipients. So the memo here has the acquittal for the people who received the money, and the number of days they had gone for a workshop in Solwezi was 4 days, and the rate of subsistence allowance for senior managers then was 1,010 kwacha by 4. Then I think I can still circulate this for your perusal.
No, I need it. Yeah.
Yes.
Because you know that's what we said. What you submit to declare, just give it that gentleman.
Okay.
What you circulate is what we base our questions on. What you have circulated is one person that was paid that much, but even this one was not even acquitted. He didn't even sign him. Because what I'm saying is, if you look at what this voucher that you have given us, the one that my colleague is interrogating, it shows that it's one person, and he is right to say, but 11,000 is always workshop. How many days? Now you are saying there are other people here. As district planning officer, SBI. What's SBI?
Chair, it's Senior Building Inspector.
driver, and of course the insurer. Yes, go
Chair,
ahead.
the challenge which we are having is they never signed that they have received. That's where the query is, because we appreciate what they are submitting now, but upon knowing that these people, they were there in Solways, why didn't they make them sign?
Yes, what they have here, that's what I'm saying. That's why we always say maybe these documents they are not authentic documents. Yes, here you have explained the officers that went there. There is a quito sheet where they have signed, but somebody is so lazy even to write the activity on the quito sheet. It's so lazy to just write it was workshop or what. It's just an quito sheet. For what? It's blank. And you know, internal auditor, you know these, when the external auditors come, they will look at every small thing. So you saw this quito sheet. What was the activity according to you? Which you can read here. You are unnecessarily make just work, other people's work difficult. If you provide all the information, people will just look at what you have submitted and then they will move on. Director of Finance, it should be worrying you always that somebody who is receiving is not signing. It should be worrying you as a financial person. Yes, Honorable Mwene.
Chair, I just wanted to augment on your statement. It's just like a person writing an exam. They answer all the questions, but they forget to write their name on top of the answer sheet.
Yeah.
Then the question is, who answered those questions correct? That student will completely have failed technically. I submit, sir.
Honorable Mutero, Honorable Simu Amini Mwanza, and then Honorable Kamondo. As we wind up.
Thank you, Chair. Mutelo Mitete. You said, sir, that the officer is no longer with the authority. We are interested. Where is the officer?
Oh,
Would you know?
Excuse me, Chair. I don't know, you are referring to the officer who got the money.
No. You remember the question from... yes.
Okay, so the officer in question, coincidentally, is the same man who was also manning the safe. He retired and is no longer
That's
in
what we
Mwinyunga.
wanted. When
Yes.
you say he's no longer there, we wanted to know.
Yes.
So he retired? Yes. Okay. Because we wanted to know if he was still around, we would have followed wherever he would have gone.
Okay, thank you. Honorable Mwanza, let's wind up.
Thank you, Chair. My question is on page 11, on the failure to fence the dump site. You know, the waste management in Mwinyunga obviously is very important to mitigate
Page 11.
climate change effects. So, yeah, page 11. So, as council, you have a dump site. This dump site does not belong to the council. It belongs to, it's a traditional land. And you have stated that your failure to fence is attributed to lack of consent by the customary authority, who are the owners of the current site, which is being used as a dump site. And then the action taken, you have applied to one of the traditional leaders to ask for land in which to locate a dump site. Now, considering that the existing dump site belongs to, is is customary land, and you are applying to request land for a new dump site to another traditional leader, I think it's Chief Siku Selunga. What is the challenge to convince the traditional leader whose land this dump site is to consent to do the fencing? What is the challenge to do the fencing?
Before you respond, you want even the other one to give us his question.
And page 12, failure to sort waste. You are saying management has commenced talks with the only franchise company that has expressed interest so that it can help sorting of waste as a way of mitigating the cost implication of this environmental exercise. On the other hand, you want to fence the dump site. The other, you want to seek to get land. You have applied for land to another traditional leader, and then here you are engaging a company that should sort out sort out the waste. So what clearly what are we looking for? We want to look for a franchise company to treat the waste on the existing dump site, or is for future engagements. Even from the appendix, I don't see the letter of engagement with the franchise company to sort out the waste in Mwinilunga. Okay, just this.
Thank you very much. Honorable Kamondo?
So it's a different question.
Yes, ask. I want them to answer.
Yes, I'm grateful, Honorable Chairperson. I take you to page 6.
Page 6 of your report, Council Secretary.
Yeah. The query is failure to collect revenue. Honorable Chairperson, through you, we have learned that Mwinilunga Council has an outstanding of about 13,980,000, which I can say it's a debt. Now, Mwinilunga Council is failing to get this, which is, for me, it's a low-hanging fruit. 264. 27,000 from petroleum levy. Mining exploration levy is 213,000. Also, from the lentils, 55,200. This is quite some substantial amounts of money. I want to find out, since the Mwinilunga Council has come up with the task force to correct these monies, how much has been collected so far? And also, in the same vein, what is really the biggest problem with these exploration companies? Earlier on, we received a report that these are briefcase type of miners. Does it mean that briefcase type of miners or exploration companies are not supposed to be levied? Where is Mwinilunga finding it a problem that these people cannot be made to pay these monies, to make sure that the smooth running of Mwinilunga Council is enhanced? What is the problem?
Thank you very much. Just in addition, as you respond, Treasurer, you are saying you're going to take 12 years to pay that debt. And there's that money, you make 300 at least per month on local taxes, and then there's another 264 that you can collect. Is it still your position that you can take 12 years to liquidate the debt? I want you to start from the first one. You can start the questions that members were asking.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, I wish to inform your committee, Chair, that the current dump site that we are using under an agreement with the traditional authority is in Kanongesha Chiefdom. We haven't gone ahead to seek consent because looking at its state, Chair, it's an already established dump site. The reason why we haven't gone ahead to get consent from that chiefdom, Chair, is that there are still installation and coronation issues. We do not have the substantive chief in Senior Chief Kanongesha. So now we are looking at the urgency of the matter. If you check on the appendix that we've attached, Chair, our request for a piece of land, or rather our pursuant for consent, so that we can have this piece of land designated as a dump site, is in Chief Sailunga. Chair, we've received the positive response, because as we speak, Chair, it's the same chief that has given us land that we've created and at a point of numbering. So we are very much positive that once land is given and the consent, the Chair will quickly facilitate for conversion of tenure, so that we can have a dump site that is gazetted, a dump site that will be legal, and thereafter, Chair will take a step of fencing it.
Thank you very much. Lastly, you, Director Finance, my question.
Okay, thank you very much, Chair, for the opportunity. So the position...
There are two questions. First,
yes.
From Honorable Kamondo, why are you failing to collect that money?
Yes.
And then your position.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So during the period under review, it's very true, the auditor observed correctly this money was not collected then. But running up to 2023, we collected the money from rentals. It was 69,100.
Okay.
So that I don't have the actual proof, but in the financial statements it's there. Then the petroleum levies also we collected 45,000. Then apart from that, like I indicated, we had the challenges, especially during the period under review, pursuing those people. So what is happening now, with the effort of our legal officer, these people came forth and paid. And going forward, we will maintain the same thrust from our legal office to make sure that people are made aware, and through the same task team we have engaged. Then as regards maintaining the payment of the debt, I wouldn't want like to overcommit the council, but I know we are making strides. We have made efforts in order to like widen our revenue base. And from the assessment, I can safely say this can be reduced in terms of the period it will take in order to liquidate the bill.
Thank you very much. As we end, Honorable Gamondo.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Chairperson. I just have two small questions. One is a question, one is a point of clarification. On the same query that was raised on the collection of revenue, you have talked about the two, the rentals and also the oil fuel levy, but I can't see any document from these exploration companies. And that is where we have a lot of money. Why should we continue pushing too much, the local people who are renting, they are complying. But the people that are perceived to have a lot of money, the mining companies, what could be the problem? Why is it that you are failing to get money from them, even when you have the rig officer? That is number one. Secondly, the last one is that you have talked about on page 5, budget, income and expenditure, the last one, definitely. You've talked about that the action taken that you have done is that management re-advertise the unallocated plots, and then the advert actually is available for verification. What do you think would have been the problem that the people were not attracted by these plots? Because the challenge that Mwenyelunga has is the sources of revenue. And now you have this challenge of sources of revenue. What else have you done apart from just advertising to make this area attractive so that at least we have maybe access roads? I'm sure you are buying a grader, water, electricity. Maybe it could be this thing that has been actually discouraging people to settle in those areas. What is it that you are doing, even when you have got actually a grader? Don't you think maybe that could be the hindering thing that is not allowing the people to get this project?
Thank you. Council Secretary, as we conclude.
Chair, thank you so much. With your permission, Chair, allow me to ask the Director of Planning. He knows what we've been doing about the approach. Maybe to respond to that.
Thank you, Chair. I think the main reason why people were not interested in the first place was lack of services like roads. Now that the council has procured the grader, I think we have started opening up roads. We are just waiting for the rain season. Once we do the roads, then they will re-advertise those plots. I think people will come forth. Like even for water, the water company in the district has also started laying pipes in the area. Thank you, Chair. I submit.
Thank you very much. Honorable Gamondo, can you switch off your mic? What are you doing with exploration companies? It's like you're not correct from what you have submitted. It's like you're not correcting much from them.
Chair, I ask for your permission to allow the Director of Finance to respond to that question.
Director of Finance.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chair. So the observation from the Honorable is well valid, and I appreciate his concern. So what has been happening in Mulunga is currently we only have about 3 active mines. Of course, excluding the famous Kasenseri, which is not operational. But these other 3, we managed to correct something. You remember in the CSC's submission indicated that we had corrected something when we were almost paying for the evaluation law. That money came from the same mines. So we are correcting from those that are active. But the challenge that we have, that's maybe where we need our legal officer to help the institution. What has been happening is that some of the mines, we even got the database from the Ministry of Mines, those that are licensed, those that are within Mwenyelunga. And we have a very long list. But when you go on the ground, you find that they are not active. And where you push them, like for us who are laymen as regards law is concerned, you go on the site, you don't find the machinery. Meanwhile, you have a document showing you that the mine exists in this area. You just maybe find a caretaker. So it's very difficult to even push for the money, but we are not sitting idle. Those who are in the database, small as they may seem, we would also want our legal officer to take it up. But in summary, I would say those that are active, we have been collecting revenue from them.
Yeah, thank you very much. As a local authority, you need to call for a meeting for all those that are license holders in your district. Call for a meeting, sit down with them, and understand their challenges, and then you give them, the time frame, because even the ministry is interested. That's why they give them the license. They want them to start doing what they are supposed to be doing. Which one? We're constrained with time now.
They have engaged a franchise company to sort out the waste. And they are referring us to an Appendix K.
Please, can you respond to that?
They are referring us to Appendix K, and I don't see that letter of engagement because I'm interested in what type of technology is this company going to introduce, which they're going to use to sort out our waste, and which waste site are we talking about?
Yes.
Thank you so much, Chair. Chair, the company is yet to start because even them, their concern was to have a gazetted dump site. So just as I mentioned in my earlier response, our plan is once a consent is given by the traditional authority, I think that's when we intensify on the on that process.
Yeah, but on your document, didn't you say you have engaged the company? That's why my colleague was looking for the document of engagement. Yes, go ahead, sir, please.
Chair, our submission is that we are in talks with this franchise company, because even them, their concern is they cannot be sorting out waste and then dump on a site that is not gazetted.
They can be stoned.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Mwinunga, for making appearance, but these gaps that are there, especially on revenue correction, we want to see an improvement in that area. Northwestern basically is not supposed to, we are not supposed to find any local authority struggling in terms of locally generated revenues, because we know that we are sitting on a lot of minerals. So, like I indicated, you are supposed to call all the license holders in your district, mining license holders, have a meeting with them, and do the best you can. We appreciate your appearance, but we want you to take development to Mwinilunga. It's one of the districts that is lagging behind, and the development is dependent upon you. So we urge you to work as a team and work very hard. CS, you must make sure that you are on top of things. And we'll tell you one thing, like we have told, we have been telling everyone that appeared before you, in terms of missing documents. Going forward, next year going forward, if a local authority will misfile the documents during the audit, will not receive the documents that will be received, that will resurface afterwards. And the principal officer always will be charged. That will be our recommendation. The principal officer should be charged, because the principal officer is given a letter indicating the visitation by the auditors, maybe 2 weeks. So at that time you must be kept running. Make sure that when they are there, all the documents are with you, and you present those documents. But a situation, you know, where the auditors will indicate they are coming, they come, no, this document is not there, no, we are shifting, we are doing that, I think those stories will end. If we are to perfect what we are doing, those stories need to end. And the way we will end them is starting by punishing the head of the institution. Thank you very much. At this time, let me withdraw the immunity given upon you and allow you to travel to Mwinilunga. It's one of our destinations in Northwestern. Yeah, we are coming there in May, I think. Mwinilunga is one of the councils we visit, from Ikaling, Karumbira, Mwinilunga, Kasempa. Thank you very much. Have a great day ahead of you. You are free to leave.
mukatiwe. Ngalako considerate, not it up by internet. Ngalako considerate, not it up by internet. Nana did the voodoo, never put a tutu. Nana did the voodoo, never put a romancing. Never put a tutu, romancing. Never put a tutu, romancing. Yaboko na mukati mwa mutima mwanga unga